Century Superhuman. And I know that the answers are inside. Yeah, I am a 21st Century Superhuman. Now is the time. Come on everyone, let's celebrate. We are the children of the...
Hi there, welcome to Using Plasma at Home, and I hope that you've been able to download the free special report, 6 Amazing Benefits of Plasma. It's actually becoming a book on Amazon, but you get it for free along with these videos. I'm so excited to be here with you, and we are in such a time of great change on planet Earth. I think it behooves all of us. You know, I have friends around who are stressed because of economics and global chaos and what about this and what about that. What's so important that we get right now is we can change the world by changing ourselves. And the way that we change ourselves is to make ourselves the most healthy, the most empowered, the most connected to our own vision, taking action with what we believe and what we want to be creative in. This is what will literally change the world for humanity. And it's one of the reasons that I'm so into plasma. Plasma is a powerful tool. It's the science of the future that is here now. And we're just in the baby stages of it. You know, people say, why don't we have free energy right now? And why don't we not have this and that and instant healing? But we're here. We're in the beginning. We're in the beginning of this new science. It's been spread all over the world in the last 5 years. Every country, literally, people all over the world are experimenting with it. Multi-millions who know about this new plasma technology, who have been experimenting with it and putting it to practice in so many ways in their lives. And I've been lucky because I've been around it for the last 5 years as a student. I'm not connected with the Keshe Foundation. I've been a student of the Knowledge Seekers teachings, and I kind of took them and ran with them. I did what I felt inspired by because I was seeing that I had a life-changing tool. And this is what it's all about. Can we grasp this? Can we grasp the power and the need to use it in our lives and the way that it can change our lives? Who am I? I'm Cary Ellis, author of 21st Century Superhuman Quantum Lifestyle. It's being called the most important book on the planet and guidebook for our time. We are just getting ready to do a launch of the 3rd edition with this beautiful new cover and the book in audios. I'm so excited with my amazing husband reading them. So we have exciting things going on. This is the ice of the water that we drink every day, the water that we drink from our plasma water station. And I want to share with you the beauty of what this is all about. This actually has a torus field at the center of it, this ball with all of the little wave patterns going out that show the coherence, the frequency, the field that are here in this ice and in the water itself. So in 2015, I, with a wave of other people around the planet, got really excited about what the Keshe Foundation was doing. I heard about it online, and it was a blueprint, free energy in exchange for world peace. And I love these blueprints that Mr. Keshe has put out because they are about models for a new way to live in the world. They've done various ones over the last 5 years. I was so excited about what I learned. I started listening every week to these Knowledge Seekers workshops that Mr. Keshe taught. He is a nuclear engineer. He is from Iran. It's a very beautiful message he's been bringing through on a very high scientific level to introduce us to and help us understand as a global culture plasma technology. We've hit the 300th Knowledge Seekers workshop. I'm not sure if they will continue after that. There's thousands and thousands of hours of these great sharings on YouTube that you can go listen to and get your own infusion of this. But meanwhile, I'm going to give you my overview. I don't represent anybody or anything. It's just what I've learned along the way. Now, I got so excited. I went out and started teaching workshops. I did a 90-day tour in the US. I got invited to South Africa. Really awesome people hosted me everywhere, invited me to their homes. You can just see their beautiful smiles. This helped really, for me, expand my connection to a very large global community. And what's exciting about that is many of us have stayed connected. Some people from these workshops are actually listening into this. It's kind of a global family that has grown around plasma. So as Mr. Keshe began teaching this, he knew in his heart and soul that this science gans is so powerful that it could be used to hurt others. They've actually stopped a battleship with it and brought a drone out of the sky, those working for the good. So what Mr. Kesh started putting out to the world was one nation, one planet, one race, plasma energy in exchange for world peace. We traveled and we carried this world peace treaty with us and had everyone sign it. We made gans, it was peace gans that everybody in the groups put their intentions around. And we carried that gans and that plasma water home to our home countries and our home states and added it to the rivers and the lakes and the oceans so that world peace would spread on the planet. So plasma technology, future science is here now. What is plasma? It's in the nebula, it's in lightning, it's in the aurora borealis, it's in the sun, those solar flares we hear about all the time, it's even in our blood. Plasma is universal energy. When we were kids, we got taught that space was empty. This is not true. Constant flow of energy is surrounding us all the time with powerful, unlimited potential. So health, agriculture, energy, and transportation, it can help expand all of these in amazing ways. This is what the basic shape of plasma looks like. It makes a torus field, and this is made by the interaction of the magnetic and gravitational field. There is enough energy in 1 cubic foot of space to run everything on Earth for a year. Here's another really beautiful picture of that torus field. Our heart, when it comes to life in uterus, it actually emerges as a torus field. So we are operating inside of a torus field our whole life, and it is our interchange of those energy fields with others and with plasma that helps us stay balanced, get well, find love, find abundance, and all this sort of thing. So this is our water from our water station that we drink on a daily basis, but it's being potentized by plasma water. It's being potentized by the water of gans in little vials that are never open. And they sit around our water station and they make this amazing water. You can see the apple shape of the torus field there. And there's another beautiful picture. The stages of nanomaterials. You have solid matter at the bottom in the blue box, and atoms and molecules are really compact. As we nanocoat copper, which is one of our plasma tools, we open up those fields. And nanocoated copper can have up to 45,000 layers, and it becomes a superconductor. And then when we make gans, which is the liquid form of the nanomaterial, meaning gas in the atomic nano state, those molecules and atoms move even further apart when we move into something called the end state, which is beyond matter. This is the nanomaterial, which is beyond matter. You might consider something like homeopathy to have a similarity in that it really just holds an energetic pattern. It doesn't actually hold any matter anymore. So we go from the matter state, the nano state, and then the super nano state, which is where gans is. And gans is mostly what we're going to be talking about today. So how does plasma balance us? So these magnetic gravitational fields are always interacting with each other. And we need to think of ourselves. I love this. This is my favorite statement by Mr. Kesh. We need to learn to think beyond the matter state. So when we think beyond the matter state, we're thinking in fields. We are made of fields. Our gans is made of fields. And these fields interact with each other through magnetics, and that is how they balance each other out. When we're out of balance due to disease or stress or tiredness, we or our animals or our plants, then these plasmatic fields, by us bringing them in with gans, they help balance everything out. And then we can restore our health and our vitality. So the 4 primary gases are CO2, carbon dioxide, which includes carbon and oxygen, CH3, which is iron, CuO2, which is copper, and ZNO, which is zinc. You'll always hear us talk about these 4 basic gases. So this is making gans. This is a simple process using old Coke bottles, and people say, oh my gosh, you're using plastic. Well, plastic is just fine. Mr. Kesh used to tell us from the early days, you don't have to use glass because there's carbon in the plastic, and it will actually be integrated into this GANS process. And I like doing these things really simply because that way I can teach people in the villages. We can teach people who don't have very much, and put the saltwater solution in there, 10 to 15% saltwater solution. And then we add nano-coated copper, which is the spring that you see. And that has been nano-coated through heat and caustic. And on the other end of a wire with that, and one of them is iron, the one that's red, and the middle one is zinc that's turning white, and then the blue one has another piece of nano-coated copper. So these might sit for hours or days or even weeks until this gans making process is done. We're actually going to start teaching the details of this at 21st Century Superhuman in a member content area. It will be private. You can come in and join, and you can go through little classes to learn step by step how to do all this at home. There is tons of information available on YouTube. The other two ganses are CO2 and zinc. The CO2 is more the creamy color. The zinc is the white color. They're really the two jars in the background there. To make the CO2, we add an LED light to it, which acts as a capacitor, and it slows down. It's actually a little electrical charge that happens between these elements as they're making the gans. Also, when we're making gans, we need to know intention matters. I know everyone's heard of emotos, messages from water, and the beautiful crystals that get formed when we say or think love, or our intention is love, harmony, love and gratitude, and thank you. And then the more negative vibrations are in the middle there, where they make more of a muddy pattern. So you can make your own gans to do the many things that we're going to look at in just a minute below. But the question I get asked all the time is, do I need to make my own gans to have plasma at home? And the answer to that is no, you don't. And this is one of the reasons I'm bringing you this series, is because I feel Dr. Paul, who's a retired veterinarian, and his lovely wife, Lynn, who's amazing, have created a plasma water station. And Dr. Paul participated in the medical teachings of Mr. Kesh for several years as a veterinarian. And Lynn actually did a lot of transcription of the teachings. So they have notebooks and notebooks and notebooks full of tons of details on how to do this properly and how it affects different things. They've built a beautiful water station that we have here in our home. That's what the ice is made from. I feel everyone on the planet should have one of these water stations in their homes. And several reasons. Dr. Paul actually had a replaced kidney. That kidney started failing. With just the plasma water station, he brought that kidney back to better than when it was transplanted.
I've been diabetic for 33 years, type 1, which is the most severe. And because of that, I had kidney failure. And I now have a transplant. And that was 11 years ago when I got that transplant. I've been watching my lab reports that I have labs drawn every 3 months, and I've been watching them for the last several years, and my kidney function tests from the transplant have slowly, through the years, been getting worse and worse and worse and worse, until at some point that transplanted kidney will not work anymore. As a result of the diabetes and the bad kidneys, I developed cataracts. Up until a year ago, I couldn't read anything without glasses. I couldn't see very well to drive. You noticed I just read that sheet with no glasses, and I don't have contacts. That's because of the use of plasma energy. My lab test, the way they measure kidney function is they measure a molecule called creatinine. And creatinine clearance is how well your kidneys get rid of the molecule creatinine. And when they get rid of all that you need to, your lab tests read between 0.6 and 1.3. When it gets up to 2, that's getting dangerous. And when it gets to about 2.8, you're ready for a kidney transplant. A year ago, mine was at 2.2. 6 months ago, it was at 1.7. 1 month ago, when I had labs drawn, it was at 1.5. Right after I had the transplant, it was at 1.6. So it's better now than it was right after my transplant, okay? My vision has gone from almost to the point where I was afraid to drive because I couldn't see well enough, to where now I can see very well, and I can see to drive with no problem. And I come from a scientific background, scientific training. You have to prove it. Well, to me, I've proven it to myself. I don't have scientific data and double-blind studies and all of the scientific stuff. What I have is called anecdotal evidence, but it is evidence.
Lynn and Dr. Paul have made is something they call the never-ending plasma energy station, because GANS has in it what are like little suns, and they're constantly having reactions going on. So these plasmatic fields, once they get created, they don't go away. So on their website, which is plasmaenergysolution.com, there's a ton of videos of Dr. Paul doing all these trainings in these little areas. And at the top right are some pictures of some of the ganses that he's made. He started making ganses to help there be wellness in various areas, to bring balance for wellness. So he would put like 100 ingredients in one gans. He'd use the basic CO2 and then add herbs and vitamins and all these different things. We'll take a look at that in a second. And then they take just the water from the top of this, they put it in vials that are never opened. Those vials are transmitting a field, and we can put them next to our own water jug and have the same fields that he put into these ganses. And just by the way, Plasma Energy Solution is an association. If you ever decide to get something from them, you pay $1 for life. The only membership requirement is that you use, enjoy, and benefit from the Plasma Energy Solution products, but it just gives them a little protection for it to be an association. So this is really important. Their price went up on the Never Ending Plasma Energy Solution water station, which is called the Basic Preparedness Kit. It went $337 the 1st of October. And I twisted their arm and I said, you guys, can you just hold the lower price for 1 month and let me get this out to a bunch of my people who I know are interested in it and give them a special offer. So they allowed us, just for this group of people, anybody who comes and watches these videos, I'll give you the coupon code in a minute. You get $100 off of just the basic preparedness kit. So you can download this from the Plasmatic First Aid for free at their website, which is plasmaenergysolution.com. This is amazing. It has nano-coated copper on it, how to make GANS water, what to do for cuts and skin infections, internal injuries, how to use all these different GANSes. So very, very exciting. This was put together by the different people that were in the medical teachings, and they did a beautiful job on it. So what can I do with my plasma potentized water? Everything. Anything you can do with water. Drink it, make coffee or tea with it, cook with it, make soup with it, pour it over yourself. So we love to spray it and we breathe it. And the going into the lungs and the capillaries of the lungs takes it to every tissue of the body.
There's some research going on in Africa where one of the scientists was helping a couple with AIDS. And I don't know how familiar you are with AIDS in Africa, but they have what they call no hope camps. And the people with AIDS it's like leprosy colonies. They are separated away from the population. This couple had it, and one of the scientists working with it said, here's your water, and it would have been the water from this without the powder in the bottom that he put together. He said, I want you to wash with it, I want you to drink from it, I want you to clean with it, I want you to wash your clothes with it, and kind of a total immersion type of thing. And the doctors treating the AIDS came to the house to see what kind of medicine these people were using because they were getting better. And they said, we're not using any medicine, we're just drinking water. There's a tremendous effect, and some of the research that the medical team is doing right now is, I believe they're going to come up with some treatments that are going to bring results in anywhere from 5 minutes to 3 days for some pretty severe things.
These are balls that were spun. All they had was dry GANs painted inside of them, and they lit up. Literally. This is Klaus Priller, who's in Austria with one of the health units that he's developed, including nanomaterials, kind of a new space-age healing device. I think this one costs 5,000 euros. This is how Mr. Kesh demonstrates in the Knowledge Seekers workshops. The figure 8, which happens when we set these things up properly, it's one reason we'd use a pad on one side and a pad on the other, because we're setting up an infinity loop, and it's amplifying those fields. This is the new development by the Kesh Foundation for enhancing the totality. This, put together with nanomaterials and a computer, develops advanced space-age healing technologies. This man used it and is no longer in a wheelchair. So this is what's coming. This unit is currently like 150,000 euros in January, I think it goes up to 500,000, and then in March it goes to 1 million. So these are 4 centers that want to set up for a lot of people going through the process of putting themselves in these fields and seeing how their healing happens. I feel like we're just at the very beginning stages of this. It is our hope and our vision and our dream that we will really birth ourselves into this new technology. But one of the ways that happens is by every single one of us using it and implementing it in our lives and trying new things and sharing it with each other. So thanks to Heather Bryant, we have this beautiful design here. She also was in the medical teachings, and she's someone who hosted me out in Washington when I traveled and taught. But on the right here, you can see how when you put a plasma patch on a leg or an arm, it literally creates this torus field of energy, and it begins putting fields out that help start balancing our body. So what else do I do with my plasma potentized water? Well, one friend drank 1 gallon of the never-ending water station water per day. He ate 1 hearty meal. He walked on the beach, and he lost 60 pounds in a year. He had to buy all new clothes. And this is the ice from his never-ending plasma energy water station. So the fields of food gans can nourish us so we enjoy less food. And in case of disaster, friends, family, neighborhoods, and pets can be supported. Dr. Paul took 21 days of meals. They took the meal that he and Lynn were eating for 21 days, 3 meals a day, put them in a container. He used caustic with it and broke it down so like the digestive system does. And then he used it in a gans making process. So we are getting fed by our water station. I eat very little food. The amount of food I want is just micro, and it gets to be less and less all the time. When Whitney and I traveled and people would feed us, we'd look at each other and go, we're stuffed. And it was our first experience of realizing we're traveling with plasma water, we're traveling with gans, and we're just getting more nutrition than we need. So what else can I do with my plasma potentized water? Clean with it. So I make a really neat cleaning solution, citronella extract, soak lime and orange peels, and drinking alcohol for 1 week. I strain that and add it to the bucket with plasma water and a splash of vinegar. And you can use essential oils as well. Peppermint is really nice, rosemary. So what else do I do with my plasma water? Laundry. Give up the detergent habit. Because what happens when you start changing the fields, the magnetic gravitational fields, the dirt falls out. Remember those little magnetic balls they've started making for washers and dryers? So mopping, laundry. What else can I do with my plasma potentized water? Rinse my hair with it, with essential oils and a splash of vinegar. Go beyond the commercial shampoo conditioner habit. We're going to have a lot more on this at 21stCenturySuperhuman.com soon. What else do I do with my plasma potentized water? Make natural soaps, salves, lotions, and toothpaste. And this is from Plasma Health. And I've done several videos with these guys on my YouTube channel. What else? We can breathe it. So Dr. Rodrigo started making a tube, just a plain tube with another tube, smaller tube wrapped around it with plasma water in the second tube and everything sealed off. And then Whitney is just breathing the air through that tube. It goes right into our lungs, our capillaries, and into our whole body. And we're putting the plasmatic fields into our body. What else do I do with my plasma potentized water? Put it in a spray bottle. We spray it and breathe it all the time. Spray self, home.
Or not, you can't get any water. Then what do? All you have to do is to breathe the plasmatic field that's in this tub. Inhale it. You get the same effect as drinking the water. It nourishes your body.
And if the water went out of the vials, you
The
still have the
plasmatic
fields.
field is still in the vial. If for some reason you lose the water out of these, you still have the same plasmatic field in the vial.
What else do I do with my plasma potentized water? Patches, and then you can make from your different bottles of gans, potentize your patches. You can put colored fabric in there. Share with friends who have pain or other issues. This is pretty graphic. I just want to share it because it's so amazing. I did a lot of shows with Dave of MIP Peru a few years ago, and we'll do some more again soon. He's got a lot of cool things going on. This man, he gave a spray of plasma water and a special pad that David developed developed it. He calls it the French flag. It has red, white, and blue gans in it in separate sections, or plasma waters, I should say. So this man had been in 1 year of hospital treatment for cancer. After 1 week of spraying with the plasma water and application of the pad, you can see the difference in the picture. So these are just an example of really beautiful pads that Heather Bryant had made out in Washington. And this is her with her table of gansas. What else do I do with my plasma potentized water? Have patch parties. We got to her house and she started taking all these beautiful fabrics and labeling every one and making a whole set of patches for me and Whitney out of all the gansas she had. Now, how fun is this? And we got together and made these. These were amazing. These were pads for a lounge chair, a bed, a massage table. This is using a heat sealer that you would use for freezing, injecting into each section of it plasma waters, and then sealing it again on the top of each section and making a really beautiful thing that you could use on a massage table or other areas where a person would lie down. These are friends out in Washington who hosted us, and they made these beautiful creations just by using tubes and putting their plasma water in it. Look how much the animals love it, and they sit or meditate in this each day and really enjoy the energy field it creates. You can hang things over your bed, put them around your house, your yard. So what else do I do with my plasma potentized water? Put it in ping pong balls around the yard and garden. And I just used a hot glue gun. We melted a hole in the ping pong ball, injected some plasma in it, sealed it with a hot glue gun, and put the string on. And I have these all over the yard. And even once they dry out, they're still radiating fields. What else do I do with my plasma potentized water? Put it in bottles in and around the garden. And we learned in the Kesh agricultural teachings to build these tripods, and it's like starship formation. And I like hanging a bottle in the middle of it, and then you put one around the post of each leg. Then I set these bottles of plasma water around other things in my garden. This is from the early days from Jim and Lisa McDonald in Australia, who had a really nice aquaponic system. And you can see the difference in the roots on the one that they put plasma water in. The other ones were just never quite as good, and they were in a really extreme climate. I did a video with Mariana Gee, who's an amazing herbalist and healer, beautiful lady. You can find her show on my YouTube channel. She just simply put a ring of plasma water, and she put some amethyst crystal in that and some of her own magic woo stuff that she does. But she put that around the base of the tree, the fig tree, and she grew figs as big as avocados. What else do I do with my plasma potentized water? How about keeping a computer from overheating and restoring the battery? You can listen to this guy who's from Spain in the 35th Public Testimonials meeting on Monday, October 14th at the Kesh Foundation Spaceship Institute YouTube channel. Check it out if you're interested. It's very cool. What else do I do with my plasma potentized water? How about getting an orchid to bloom for 4 months instead of just 1 month? How about bringing a petunia that fell on the ground back to life? How about growing 3 to 7 times as much food as has been being demonstrated by Dr. Gachua in the agricultural teachings of the Kesh Foundation? Or how about growing tomatoes up to 700 grams? Again, this is in the 35th Public Testimonials meeting, Monday, October 14th, 2019. So you can see this guy's testimonial on this. When it was in the 50s, just now in the fall, his neighbor's farm had nothing on it, and his gardens in his yard have been extended because of his plasma oasis. What else do I do? Maybe we keep only good weather coming to us. Tom Salas demonstrated when there was a hurricane that leveled everything in Dominica a couple of years ago. He had developed a property with gans everywhere and just a jar of gans in the center of the property, and around the edges everything was leveled, and you can see it off to the edges here. Birds were even coming to his property, and his property stood as an oasis. So yes, the plasma fields can neutralize severe weather patterns. How cool is that? And can help create a stable, loving place for our home. So the coupon code for the never-ending basic plasma energy solution preparedness kit, which is the water station, is coupon code number 919. plasmaenergysolution.com, $237 for this offer only. This is only for this group of people. You guys get a unique deal on the whole planet. So basic preparedness kit, water station only, $100 off, coupon code 919. 719. If you want to get additional vials, you'll have to do a second order. For that, you can use the coupon CARY and get 15% off of those. So you're going to get a special deal along with your water station to get additional vials. And this is at plasmaenergysolution.com. Our lake here near where we live has these rock formations called stromatolites. They're one of the oldest rock formations known on Earth, one of the first ways billions of years ago that oxygen went out into the environment. But when you get cut on them, sometimes they have a bacteria growing in the edge of them, so you can get really swollen from it. So you can see my leg, I ended up diving off and kind of nicking myself. I used plasma patches and of course sprayed the plasma water on there, and it just didn't take it very long to get really well. So what else can I do with my plasma potentized water? We dip a paper towel in it, let the paper towel dry out in the sun, snip it up into little pieces, and add it to the organite that we make. We have organite with plasma in it. And that plasma, that organite, we have it around the corners of our property. It's protecting our property. We literally see spiral clouds over where we live because of the organite that we're using. So this is Ken and Jackie. I did a show with Jackie on this, and this is at my YouTube channel, which is 21st Century Superhuman. This is her husband, Ken, putting in a unit that they developed to plasmify all the water in their home. And this is a really exciting and fun show. So she tells all about how they did this and how you can plasmify your entire household water supply. How cool is that? She said the easiest way is just take a bunch of ping pong balls or containers or tubes and put plasma water in it and throw them in a plastic bag and just throw them over the water pipe that comes into your house. How simple is that? When I was traveling on the road, I sprayed down my van with plasma water. I put it in my radiator water and put bottles of it and pads of it in the front and back of the van, and it helps vehicles run efficiently and get better fuel mileage. I've heard from people all over the world. So this is what my website that's upcoming really soon is going to look like. Dream it, do it, empower your super self, and we will have the plasma revolution there. This is a really lovely lady named Colleen who was out in Washington when I went and taught out there, and she's an artist and she does these beautiful paintings. She painted this one for Mr. Cash. I don't know if he ever got it, but she adds gans to her paintings. So imagine a beautiful painting with plasma energy fields.
Probably 3 or 4 months after I started using this technology and drinking the water and all of that, I noticed that I was sleeping less. I used to sleep 8, sometimes even 9 hours a night. Now I'm good. I wake up after 6.5 to 7 hours and I can't go back to sleep, so I get up. So I don't sleep near as much. I have much more energy. I can see better. I remember stuff better. And it's like I've backed up 10 or 15 years in age. Now, I'm not saying that this is a fountain of youth. It certainly helps to get rid of some of the symptoms of old age. I'm 76, and in my lineage, about the age of death on both sides of the family. But at this point right now, I'm not feeling that way at all.
It spreads. When will you have plasma at home to deal with GMOs, glyphosate, EMS, chaos, and more? You know, we soak our vegetables and fruit in our plasma water station. I mean, we take water out of it, put it in a bowl, and soak our vegetables and fruit because we're in an area where we can't get all organic. So the CO2 gans removes the pesticides. So all you need to do this is a plasma water station. Restore balance and harmony now. As you restore it in your world, you restore it everywhere. Also protecting ourselves from 5G and EMF with gans and shungite. So Lynn and Paul have some really cool tools for this that you can stick on your phone, your meters, and you can wear. And what's really exciting about that, you could get this with 3 friends and potentize a whole nother set of vials when you get it to your house, and then you could divide it up among you. So you could share a water station if you don't have a lot of money. So there's many ways to do this. So in the basic preparedness kit water station, I just want to read you what's in the vials. There's 16 vials in this kit. Vial number 1 contains the plasma energy of CO2, which balances us emotionally, which is so important to do with every single thing about our health and well-being. And it has vitamins with it. Vial number 2, iron, copper, zinc, and carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, and hydrogen. Iodine with cobalt is number 3. Number 4 is calcium. Number 5 is copper. Number 6 is food gans with amino acids. Number 7 is herbs, oils, supplements with over 3 dozen vitamins, MSM, probiotics, prebiotics, inositol, coenzyme Q10, boron, organic plant extracts, chromium, potassium, glucosamine HCl, chondroitin sulfate, selenium, and chromium. I mean, you'd spend over $237 if you just bought all of those items, and there they are in one vial in your kit, in your basic kit. Number 8 is gold, and gold is really important to the transmutation process, to our ascension process, to our being able to rise up, and for a lot of the core healing processes. Number 9 is zinc. Number 10, CO2 with CH3. Number 11 is silver. Number 12 is B9 Korean salt. This is amazing nano-coated salt, which has been put in bamboo and which is made into charcoal, and it is heated up 9 times. It has amazing qualities. Number 13, amino acids plus GANs. These are formulas that Dr. Paul made for anxiety, peace, inflammation relief, which includes hemoglobin, CBD, and amino acids. It's hemoglobin GANs. Number 14, Thunder God Vine, which I've done a couple of shows on, and it helps correct our DNA. Mega Hydrate and Crystal Energy, which I believe are Patrick Flanagan items. Chiaga, Precious Minerals, over 80 minerals, and South American herbs and roots. Number 15, vial number 15, more supplements with CO2 and over 3 dozen vitamins and minerals, plus iodine, L-methionine, cayenne, garlic, rose hips, papain, bromelain, Chinese rhubarb, licorice, kelp, and number 16 is Himalayan salt. So you tell me if you could get all these items and put them together, anything like the time and energy and money of $237. So I want each of you to have this water station in your home. If you need to find somebody else to share it with, to split it with so you can make the cost, do it. This is an amazing, amazing, amazing resource. What was really cool is, as all these people have studied with Mr. Kesh in the Knowledge Seekers teachings, different ones who had different skills went and started putting their skills to work. I will be having, as I said, a whole plasma section at the new 21stCenturySuperhuman.com website, which is getting to rise. There will be a whole section on plasma, the plasma revolution, and using plasma at home. I will have a lot of information there on different people that are making products, because there's people making amazing products around the world. And I feel this water station is a critical key that everybody should have in their home. Obviously, people are going to have to remake them and share them with others, because I don't think Lynn and Paul could supply the whole world, but they can supply you, and you can help begin supplying others. You can just put them all around one clear plastic or glass container. And this is a beautiful one that a friend of ours did. He just got it recently and did a really nice job. It looks beautiful. Makes me want to drink some water right now. This is a lady who received them in Europe. Lynn has even sent letter paper that she dipped into the plasma water, wrote a letter on it, and sent it to someone in jail. Even when they measured these fields, they found out a dried Post-it note had as much of a field as the liquid water did. So this is a lady in Europe. She got all these different pads. She put them on different bottles in her house. And then on the right is her basic water station. You can see here, she put a pad on each side of the water station. And this helps create an infinity loop, or kind of intensifies the fields. This is how Lynn has her water set up at home. She just uses one small plastic vial from her whole water station and sets it next to the jug that they drink out of. And it potentizes that. So this is what I did when I first got mine. Wrong. You want to use a clear plastic or glass container, and not one that's solid like this that I have below. So I originally put my vials, and these are also my own personal GANs, around the solid colored plastic water station. And we now have it moved up to around the clear area. So on October 1st, the price of the never-ending plasma energy station and all kits and packages that contain the station increased in price. The station went from $237 to $337. Now, when you buy GANs or plasma from people around the world, usually you're paying $30 to $60 per vial. If Lynn and Paul gave us all the vials on the energy station at an average price of $47. The station of all 16 vials would cost a total of $752. So $337 marked down $100 to $237 just for this group. I want you guys all over the world. It is my deepest desire that you will have this water station. So again, coupon code 919, the never-ending plasma energy solution basic preparedness kit, $337 down to $237, $100 off. This offer only. Once you have purchased that, you can do a second purchase for some of the extra vials. I really encourage it. The more you can get, the better. And again, you can always split this with a couple of other people and potentize some other stations when you get it. The basic preparedness kit water station coupon is 919. Additional vials, coupon Cary gives you 15% off. PlasmaEnergySolution.com. We're going to take a quick peek at all of the different formulas of GANs that Dr. Paul has made that we can get vials of to go with our water station. We have at least 30 vials, if not more, on our station, and we love, love, love it. So let's take a look at those. Okay, so we are at Dr. Paul and Lynn's website, PlasmaEnergySolution.com. PlasmaEnergySolution.com. And they have just so much really great information here. Videos with Dr. Paul explaining things, testimonials, university tests, be prepared. So let's go back here and shop and just look at the products because they're amazing. And Lynn goes through explaining how to set your station up and how things are shipped and how payment works. Some of these many formulas that Dr. Paul has come up with are just so beautiful. Sacred Plant Inflammation Relief, Clear Mind, Never Ending Plasma Energy Eye Formula, Never Ending Plasma Energy Life Force, Parasite Cleanse, Shungite Silver Gans for phones, TVs, and computers, Clean Mouth. I should have been using that when I had my dental issue recently. Anxiety Relief, Pain Relief Plasma Energy Gloves, Detox Relief, Thyroid Support, Mosquito Repellent, Cold Relief. Let's go to page 2. Peace, Tech Frequency Relief, Amazonite Pendant, Pain Relief, Arthritis Relief, Headache Relief, Healthy Gut with Celery, Energy Lung Support. It'll give you a picture, how much it is, and then it has a whole big explanation on each one. Each one has a ton of information. Some of them even have videos, so make sure you check all that out. The basic preparedness kit water station coupon is 919. Additional vials, coupon Cary gives you 15% off. PlasmaEnergySolution.com. I'm really excited to see you guys in the next video. We'll be answering your questions. A lot of you have written in, and I'm really excited. I've heard from people that have been to my workshops. I've heard from new people. I'm happy that I'm reaching as many of you as I am with this, and feel free to share this page with your friends. It would be awesome to have more people show up and get tuned into this as basic information that people ask me over and over. We need to learn these things so it becomes like a basic part of our life. It becomes something we understand how to use every day. It becomes part of us, and our lives are better because of it. So I really encourage you all, get your own water station, consider it, think about it, get it with a friend if you need to, and I send you all lots of love and can't wait to see you on the next video. Okay, so we're just going to end with a few of our beautiful pictures of our plasma ice, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Go check out PlasmaEnergySolution.com. Sending you all so much love. Remember, breathe, smile, and love, for by so doing, we change ourselves and we change the world.
Come on everyone, let's celebrate. We are the children of the sun. I can see you when I look into your eyes. We are the same, and we are light, and we are one. Here now, hear my ancient prayer and sing along. We are awakening as one, and we can make a difference. Yeah, we can be the change it takes to make the world a lot more fun.